Ryan Sullivan of the Ivory Connection back here, guys. I get a lot of questions about feeding all the time, and I'm not going to bust out a table full of dead rats for you guys right now. This just doesn't seem appropriate, and I don't really want to do a bunch of feed videos either, because I don't think feed videos really do us a whole lot of good as a hobby as a whole either. You guys know what your snakes look like when they eat. I'm not going to show you a bunch of videos of my snakes eating. It just kind of seems beneath what we're trying to do here at the Ivory Connection. So to get back to the point here, let's start with retics first, because really I feed my retics and my berms kind of differently. Similar but different. Retics right out the egg, man, those baby retics, they are ready to roll 2-3 weeks out the egg. Usually you can sometimes have them 3 days out the egg. They're already smashing food. Once you get a meal or two in them, every time you open up that tub, they're always looking for a meal. If you feed him a meal that's twice the size of the girth of his body in 3 days, usually there's a big old fat turd in there and he's looking for another meal already again. Like, they just have this metabolism that wants to burn through that stuff. They want to start life out. That first year, it's a race to 5 foot. Most of my males are 3.5, 4 foot, pushing 5 foot within that first year, and then 18 months, they're breeder ready males, man. They go from eating like a rat pup, rat fuzzy right out the egg. By the time you get 4 or 5 of those fuzzy small pups in them, they're already moved up to a larger size pup, like the big end, going into weaned. By the time you have 10, 15 meals in, man, those weans just aren't even putting lumps in them usually. You're on to small rats. I usually skip over mediums. I don't even use a medium. After they've had 2 flats of smalls, I skip mediums. I go straight to large rats, and then here's where my sex decides, you know, the diversity in my prey now. My females are going to keep increasing size of prey item. They're going to be fed weekly, every 7 to 10 days at least, a decent sized meal. Now, at the point where they're eating 2 and 3 pound guinea pigs and 2 and 3 pound rabbits, I really don't want to feed them meals that just blow them out. I don't want to see meals that are 2-3 times the size of the girth of my animal, like I might do in a smaller animal that's growing at a much faster rate. Once we're 2-3 years old and we're getting these larger meals, like I say, I'm feeding often enough that I'm never going to feed a 10-15 pound meal of my big snakes. I've got snakes here that could eat 25 pound, 35 pound meals. They could put a goat down. They could put a pig down. But I'm feeding them at a regularity that you really don't want to feed them those huge meals. It's just not going to be good on their body. As I've said before in our previous videos, longevity is our ultimate goal here. We want 30-year lifespans out of all these guys. If I can get 25, 30 years out of a snake, I feel like I did my job. I did right by that animal. Things die at 7 to 10 years from fatty liver and all sorts of weird crap like that. I feel like that's the keeper's responsibility, and they should be working on trying to manage their animals and their collections in a way that's going to make their animals thrive. You should definitely be looking at this from a what can I do for these animals, not what can these animals do for me standpoint. But once again, back to our initial point, once we make the split, our bigger snakes are getting bigger prey items, our females are getting these larger prey items. My males never really get anything larger than a colossal rat. Now, a male that's breeding actively, I might toss him a guinea pig that's about the same size as a colossal rat here or there, just to give him a little bit something extra. Every once in a while, I'll have some little 1 pound rabbits around, and I might just have a male looking for a meal, and he'll get a rabbit here or there. But I don't make a regular basis of feeding those larger prey items to my males. I want my males 8-9 foot long, 10 foot tops. I want them under 20 pounds, long, lean, mean, looking to breed anything that rolls by. And really, those bigger, heavier bodied males, they're sloven, they're obese, they're lazy, they're like me, they're not chasing no pussy down. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. You want a lean male. That's a much more natural looking animal. When you see these wild caught animals getting caught out of the, Jakar or wherever, the Philippines, whatever island they're getting pulled out of, you always see 8 to 10 foot snakes, long and lean. They're getting them out of treetops where they're eating bats and birds predominantly. They're not staking taking down 10-pound rabbits all the time in the wild. This is just not natural to them at all. It's much more natural to keep these animals long and lean. Even my females, the ones that I produce and have raised up myself now 5-6 years, they're topping out in that like 12-foot range or so. 45, 55 pounds is like a nice heavy body female. They're laying 25, 30 egg clutches that are perfect every single year. That's a well-managed animal to me. There's no need to push these girls to be 20 feet. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Now, in the same breath, genetically, some of these girls will just want to grow. You'll feed them the exact same schedule, and I've got a golden child that was 16 foot at 4 years. She doesn't eat any more than anybody else. She gets the same 4-pound rabbits every 10 days everybody else gets. That damn snake's going to be a big snake. She's going to be a 20-foot snake. It's in her fucking bloodline, evidently. So there's no need to push these meals down these animals. Feed them something that's the size of the girth of their body. Feed them on a regular schedule. And then there's no need to like, oh, I fed it a cow and it's good for 2 months. Like, that's not healthy feeding. It just really isn't. I think I covered most of the questions you have about feeding. If anybody's got other feeding questions, feel free to PM me at Ryan Sullivan's Facebook page, the Ivory Connections Facebook page, Ivory Bomb King Facebook page, because I get banned from everything all the time, so I got to have like 15 fucking pages. Or hit me on the YouTube channel, Ryan Sullivan, the Ivory Connection. Y'all be good.